We have another topic to talk about that is moving into the 3-inch territory for people, for investors. And that's a very good territory. 3 inches in front of their face, great, we're interested. 6 inches, can't see that far. So, cannabis stocks are soaring. Here's an article. Tilray and Curaleaf stocks surge as DEA considers reclassifying marijuana. The Drug Enforcement Agency is looking at whether to reclassify marijuana into a less hazardous category, and cannabis stocks are soaring. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services wrote to the Drug Enforcement Agency asking for cannabis to be classified as Schedule 3 drug as opposed to its current Schedule 1, according to a letter dated Tuesday, viewed by blah blah blah. Schedule 1 includes substances like ecstasy and heroin. Substances in Schedule 3 include Tylenol and codeine. A DEA spokesman confirmed that the agency has received the letter. HHS conducted a scientific and medical evaluation for consideration by DEA. President Biden on Wednesday said DEA has the final authority to schedule or reschedule a drug under Controlled Substances Act. DEA will now initiate its review. You see, this classification has a lot of impact because, like the cannabis industry, they can't. It's much harder to have a bank account. It's much harder to deduct. Normally, businesses deduct expenses associated with generating revenue, and cannabis companies cannot deduct certain expenses. So there's all sorts of implications. But the bottom line is this: it's always 3 inches in front of people's face. They don't care about valuation. They don't care what they're getting. It's about the narrative. Whatever they read in the news, that's what they want to invest. So a couple years ago, 3 years ago, you couldn't go on Twitter without cannabis stocks being hot, right? Everybody was going to be stoned. Nationalization is around the corner. You gotta buy cannabis stocks. It doesn't matter that they were overpaying for them. It doesn't matter that these businesses are really not that great. None of that matters. Fast forward today, these stocks are down 80-90%, and nobody wants to touch them, except me, of course. And why don't they want to? Well, they should want to touch them because now, the valuations for some are very cheap, reasonable, right? And also because the industry had too much supply. A lot of the producers are going out of business. So in like California, I think like 30% or more of producers just went out of business. Licenses did not get renewed. That's good, right? That's good. But that's 6 inches in front of their face. That's what should have them interested, because that's good. Because if supply producers go out of business, well, guess what? Whoever is left is going to benefit. And it's not that easy to become a supplier again because you have to get a license and it takes time and all that. So people should be interested in general, right? As a contrarian, nobody wants to touch them. Interest rates are high, so they can't get financing very easy. They can't get a bank account, blah, 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 blah. That they're down. Nobody wants to touch them. Institutions can't really invest in them. It's mostly retail. That's good, right? But no. We're not interested in good. We're interested in hype. We're interested in doing things that other people are interested in, right? 3 inches in front of their face. So now that this is in the news, the marijuana stocks are soaring. The good news is that I have a big position in a marijuana company that is private in California, and they're about to finish their dispensary on a major road with 200,000 cars going by. One of 3 drive-through windows in California. That one is one of them. Vertically integrated, indoor grow. So they're growing their own stuff. And so up to this point, they were selling their stuff wholesale, so not huge margins. the dispensary is close to being finished, then they're going to take whatever they make, and instead of selling it for, I don't know, $1,200 a pound, they'll sell it for $4,500 a pound through their own dispensary with a lot of traffic during the time that this thing is moving 3 inches in front of their face. Good timing. So on the dispensary, a little update for the MCE guys that invested in this. Brad and Casey had a meeting with the city yesterday, and I mean everything is ready to go. The city is ready. Again, the bottleneck. What's the bottleneck? The freaking utility company. So the utility company came in, did all of their inspections, and now all the utility company has to do is come up with a cure for cancer. No. All they need to do is just file for a permit. That it's probably as difficult as coming up with a cure for cancer. Somehow it's very difficult for them to apply for permit. The city is sitting there waiting for the permit to be filed so they can approve it. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? That the city president and the mayor are waiting for the utilities company to put in a request for permit to put in 3 poles and run the electricity, and literally we're up and running within 20 days or 10 days from that. But it's very difficult. It would be easier to find a cure for cancer than to figure out how to submit a permit request that is already pretty much approved. But so the city, can you believe this? The city is calling the utility company today, asking them, do you need any help drafting the permit? Because we can assist you, right? Everybody wants this, and the utility company has been dragging their feet. But I think, what do you think is going to happen first? A permit or a cure for cancer? I think maybe a cure for cancer, because it's so much easier than, I'm supposed to not swear, than doing this. But that's where we are. A permit away from getting the approval to put in the poles, running the electricity, turning the lights on, selling cannabis through their own dispensary at a time when investors are reading news and 3 inches in front of their face, they are looking good and good. When the time comes, either we'll sell the company to the happy people that can see 3 inches in front of their face for a high price, or we'll go public and sell it to the people that also can read positive articles that are 3 inches in front of their face.